Hi friends, I am here today on what is an inadvisably windy and loud day outside. You can probably hear dogs barking and Mother Nature knocking at my garage door. So this is not my normal set. My normal set has a bunch of cool nerd stuff in the background. But I'm going somewhere with this. All that cool nerd stuff, it gets here in boxes. You know, it comes in neatly packaged styrofoam, shock-absorbing materials and cardboard, and I got a lot of it. That's, I mean, Jesse for scale, for those of you that normally follow me, you know I'm 6'8", I'm really big, so any pile of trash that is roughly equivalent to or larger than one Jesse, which is a unit of measure, that's a lot. So, you know, if you're anything like me, around the holidays, you give away all of your presents, and then you haul all of this off to the neighbor's dumpster in the middle of the night, and it goes to a landfill. I was looking at all of this, and I was like, you know what? I can make something out of this. I can make something cool and nerdy out of this. Cardboard, styrofoam. I just don't want to throw it away this year, you know? And maybe if you're like me, you don't want to throw yours away either. I don't know. You may not have room, you may not have resources, but I'll say this. Cardboard is cheap, especially if you're already buying stuff that cardboard comes in. I don't know if this is going to work. So if you're seeing this, good news, it worked. If you're not seeing this, you're just me in the future with a sad pile of ugly craft materials. Let's get started. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make terrain, right? I like 3D terrain. I know a lot of people just play online, and that's cool too. Sorry about nature being the loudest nature today. It can tell I'm trying to save it and is yelling at me for it. So what am I going to start with? Well, I'm going to start cardboard. In this form, you can't do, I mean, you can do some stuff with it, right? I am #aesthetic, and so I like to make cute little scenes and props and, you know, other cute bullshit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to begin turning this into this. Your distaste for the smooth jazz doesn't come through in the music. The music is actually very soothing.
Alright, I'll make my way over here to help out, Captain.
Ooh, you can just kick her out of the way.
There you
go. Alright, join me on this weird journey. Love you guys. Let's make something cool and throw less things away. Maybe. Or we'll just sneak it into our neighbor's dumpster while they sleep. Ha! Joke's on you, neighbor. And joke's on you, Mother Nature. Joke's on you, barking dog. You'll notice it's a different shirt, and that's because it's a different day. Because I got tired of trying to record sound over the wind yesterday. That was really crappy. It was really loud. So yeah, I've got a new shirt on. This is actually a shirt from a friend of mine, Zero Reynolds. He's or Xerjerster on the Twitters at Xerjerster is the guy that I got this cool ass shirt from. It says Chaotic Stressed because anybody that's ever played D&D with me knows that chaos and stress are just my whole MO. MO. I said that super weird. MO. Now I don't know how you're supposed to say MO. MO! Okay, so if I'm going to render all of this into useful building materials, I'm going to need to make it into smaller pieces because this is just a lot. One of the first things I'm going to do is you'll notice a lot of cardboard has little pieces of tape and crap on there. So we're going to get rid of that because what I'm going to be doing is making a mâché out of this. And I don't think that plastic will mâché very good. So I'm going to be taking just big chunks of cardboard and just tearing them up, making them into smaller, more manageable pieces. Maybe about a little smaller than that. About the size of a Dorito. This video is sponsored by Doritos. Embrace the crunch. You can use that, Doritos. Okay, it's not officially sponsored by Doritos yet, but it may be. So, the Doritos legal team will probably contact me very soon in one way or another. So yeah, we're taking all of these big chunks of cardboard you see behind me, and we're going to render it down into much more manageable, hopefully granular, is that the word? Pieces. Yeah. So let's get to work. Get to ripping. We're gonna get ripped, bro. Yeah. People still say bro, right? Okay, I'm done with this part. Okay, after I start tearing up my chunks of cardboard, I'm gonna throw them into my family's throw-up bucket. You'll see chunks of throw-up around the rim here. No, I'm kidding. That's from an earlier craft project that may or may not have turned out. But what I'm doing is just continuing to tear this up. I'm gonna fill it to the top with lightly shredded cardboard. And you may wonder, like, you can make paper mache out of like relatively large pieces of paper, but cardboard's thick, man, and it's less forgiving, and even if you get it wet, it kind of still looks like cardboard. And at the end of this, I don't want this to look like cardboard. I want it to look like rolling hills and whimsical landscapes. So that's why I'm doing this the way I'm doing it. Up next, we're gonna add some water. Stay tuned for saturation. Okay, we just want to get this wet enough that it, oof, how's that audio? We want to pour enough water in here to get it nice and saturated. Maybe a little more. If you like gross smells, this is a heck of an opportunity for you, because that is a family puke bucket full of wet cardboard. Crafting. Fun. You can see that it's suspended under, but like it's not like floating. There's not like a layer of water and then a layer of cardboard. I'm putting 1-to-1 ratio of loosely packed and torn up cardboard and water. So now we need to mulch that crap. Now we need to grind it all up into a useful paste. I'm gonna get some power tools involved. Okay, so I tried this out. This drill attachment. It's for putting holes in wood, not for being a nerd and making D&D crafts. But I thought it would do a good job, and it didn't. It's not made for this. So I had to purchase something else. I got this sweet drill thing from Amazon for like, I think it's like 20 something, maybe 30 bucks. I'll put a link in the description if I remember. But yeah, you can attach it right to your drill. It wasn't that much. And look at this guy. It's looks like, I don't know, like if the shredder made Oreos. I don't know. The 90s were a heck of a time. Look at that. 1 second. Okay, so I'm going to take my nifty blender drill guy here, and I'm going to grind that shit up. Recycle. That works pretty great. I'm gonna keep blending that up, but as you can tell, it's got about the consistency of a, well, if you've ever been to a ranch, you'll know. This video is sponsored by Fancy Drill Bits. Okay, I've got it to this nice doo-doo texture now. Most of the big pieces are out. There's still a few, and that's what I want. I want it to be, basically shapeless, because we're going to shape it into something else. I'm going to press out and kind of drain a lot of the excess water. I need it to be drier than this. This is gonna take, you can still shape it like this, but I want a timeline, man. I need things to look cool now.
This is the box my TV came in. It's just about the right size to act as a base for the terrain we're building. So I'm going to start by trimming it down with a box cutter. I'll accept that bottom flappy thing right there. I got plans for that flappy thing. I'm going to add some hot rubber sauce down here, and then I'm going to use my prodigious girth to hold it down. Look at that girthy boy. Just using what his mama gave him.
Okay, so I've got my chunk of cardboard that I really want. Now I'm going to kind of plan it out with some Sharpies, and that'll kind of help me know where I want to place all the various, well, pieces of trash that I'm going to turn into a cute little riverside village. Okay, here we go. So I've decided that this is going to be kind of the front of the board facing the players. That's where they're going to be, they'll be sitting on kind of each side, but facing this way. I think the front of the map is going to be this river area. I'm going to fill this in with like resin. I'm going to make the river about 6 inches wide. So this will be the approximate width of my river. I'm not making it super straight because this river is attracted to other rivers. I'm just going to kind of draw a box here. Ooh, not a great box. I'm going to draw an ugly box. That's going to be our wheelhouse. Is that what they call it? They have like rocks. This is where the adventurers meet. Farm, little crops. Looks like crap. I think our road's going to continue winding around up this hill. Farm. We're going to have trees intermittently. Okay. So one of the things I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be making use of all of these random chunks of styrofoam. They are intended to take up physical space. That's what they do. They take up physical space, and well, that's exactly what they're going to be used for here. So what I'm going to do is use those to build up the surrounding inclines that I'm planning on building, because there's going to be like a large hill here that's going to gradually slope down, and then it's going to slope back up a little bit and then slope back down off the edge of the map. All right, this is where I want it to be tallest, right over here, but I want a better gradual slope. So I'm gonna bust this off, right, like so. I'm making rough shapes and a mess. We're making a mess. Don't tell Laura. I want it to look nice. I like nice things. You guys like nice things? Yeah, you do. There is the apex of our map. It's fine. I'm gonna take my hot glue and make some decisions. I'm not typically a fan of hot glue, but it is great when you need to make decisions quick. This will also give us like a foundation to build off of. Boom. Now I'm just gonna gradually build this up. I'm probably gonna go in like fast motion. Okay, so I know it doesn't look like much, but what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to take a styrofoam cutter, which is just a hot wire, and I'm going to rough out the shape of our little town that we've designed. Like I said, I know this doesn't look like much. If you want to do this, you don't really need a styrofoam cutting hot wire system. You can use sandpaper. You can use, what else can you use? You can use a box cutter. You can use an X-Acto knife, and you'll start see it taking shape, and it's going to look better. I swear it. Okay? Okay, now I'm going to take this cool styrofoam cutting thing, looks like an old TV antenna kind of, and I'm just going to shape out the contours of our little farm village. I'm in my garage. You can't tell, but the door is totally open. You're going to want to do this in a well-ventilated area if you're using heat to melt styrofoam, because it's poison. It's poison. You've seen Captain Planet. It's bad. Okay, so I've kind of got it roughed out now. I think it's ready to start putting our cardboard mâché mixture on. I know it doesn't look like much. I've had to build up a lot of structure because this is going to have like a lot of dramatic changes in elevation. But if you're doing this yourself and you just want some like small lumps here and there, I mean, you could just do a few pieces like this to just kind of give the terrain some variance, because terrain has variance. Stick with me, it's going to be great. Probably. Don't hold your breath. It'll be fine. It's going to be fine. Hold your breath. Don't hold your breath. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to take my gross cardboard slurry full of... I've also added about a quarter cup of all-purpose flour to this just to kind of help it maintain its goopiness. And I'm going to start building up the structure of our little town map here. So, take some with my hand. It doesn't feel good. Feels gross.
I'm going to sculpt it kind of like clay around the contours of what I have here. The nice thing is it's pretty malleable. It's somewhere in between chewed up bubble gum and toilet paper and Play-Doh. So I'm just going to build this up, and it's going to be cool. Let's hope. No, I'm kidding. It's going to be cool. I'm confident that it's going to be pretty cool. I'm fairly confident that it's going to be pretty cool. I am 60%, 40% confident that it's going to be pretty. It's going to be all right. You will have seen worse things in your life. That it's going to be not the worst thing you've ever seen. Maybe the third or fourth worst thing that anyone's ever seen in their entire adult lives. Alright, so I've got about a third of this thing done, and I have run out of the mâché mixture, so I'm going to toss more cardboard boxes into my blender bucket, and I'm going to blend those up and make more mâché, and we're going to continue. Filling in these blanks, just continuing on like I was before. Okay, this is about 2 buckets worth. I think one more should do it of our cardboard mâché. So I'm going to apply my last bucket of cardboard mâché, and then we're going to start shaping in our tile spaces. It's going to be a lot of fun. So what I'm currently doing is I'm taking this little sculpting tool that I designed in Blender and 3D printed, and I'm just placing a grid into our recycled Amazon box mulch here on the top of my map. It's currently wet, so what I'm doing is while it's drying, I'm just pressing little grid marks into this. Pretty cool. Okay, so we have a top view of the village of Canterbury. Right now I only have 2 3D models of the houses printed out. You'll see that I've got a grid pressed into this wet cardboard paper mache mixture I've made up. I ran out, so it's not all finished. Along the bottom you'll see this depression. That's going to be a river made of resin. You'll still be able to see the impressions of the grid through the river, so the players can play in the river if they want. My goal, we'll see if I can figure out the electronics, is to have like a water wheel spinning right down here on the edge of the river. We'll see. Yeah, that's what we have right now. Okay, now that it's all like shaped and I've got my grid pressed into it, I've got like the river part here. Hold on a second. All right, so I have this river area, and I want to put some resin in there, but I'm worried that this is just so porous that the resin's just going to go right through it. So I'm going to seal that with some Mod Podge, and then paint it, and then we can eat it. This is Mod Podge. I use it for lots of things, crafting, and so I'm going to be very carefully just putting a light layer, not being very careful not to like, oh no, here we go. Okay, I'm just gonna let that dry. That's probably too much. So I'm starting to run out of time. The Capybattle shoot is tomorrow. So what I've done here is, this is just the dried Mod Podge, which is actually looking very watery. Like, if you look at that, like, pretty cool watery. I've taken some like filler primer and kind of gone over the bulk of the map. That's not doing a lot other than it's going to allow the paint to stick to it more consistently, but it's also kind of evening out the texture because I used several batches of sorry, I just sprayed the primer. I used several batches of my cardboard mache mixture, which they were not consistent in color, so I tried to even out the tone a little bit. That's going to allow me to paint it more consistently and with a little more control. Okay, so I've just taken some craft paint and kind of gone over the cat barf looking cardboard mache. And yeah, I think it looks great. My resin's really starting to cure nicely. It looks all glassy and beautiful. And this is, I mean, And this is 99% just stuff that was going to end up in the trash. I don't know, it's nice. I took some little grass that you can get from like hobby shops, just a little miniature grass, and stuck it in the water. I think that's going to look cool. And then I'm going to put some flocking on it when the resin cures in the morning, and it should be beautiful. I don't know. I'm excited to show you guys. And here it is, our final battle map, all put together, the rolling hills and a cozy fantasy town. If you liked what you saw here, you can watch me and some other great TTRPG nerds playing a game of Capybattle on this very terrain over on my friend's Creative Crits channel. There's a link in the description down below. Capybattle is a TTRPG that I created, and I keep meaning to package it for distribution, but I don't know, I'm real bad at capitalism, so don't hold your breath. Sorry. If you like big, wild battle maps and tabletop terrain in general, then you can catch more of my work over on my friend Forrest Valkai's channel as we play Roll for InitiaGive. Roll for InitiaGive is a charity project that Forrest and I came up with, and this year we're playing Kobold Press's Tales of the Valiant and benefiting Doctors Without Borders. So we're pretend heroes trying to benefit real heroes, and that's great. So please check out that. There's a link down there. I'm going to put probably a graphic here, maybe a graphic here. Who knows, right? I'm going to get wild in the editing studio. In Roll for InitiaGive, I built 3 massive battle maps. So if you like this kind of thing, then you're going to get to see even more big, cool battle maps. I also partnered with my dear friend Michael Corey from Props to History. So I'll put a link down to his stuff in below too, because Michael really pulled out all the stops, and I can't wait to show you guys what he made. And finally, I have like a super secret, super rad project that I can't really talk much about, but it's coming out at the end of this month, and it's got Jesse Jurdak's grubby handprints all over it. So keep watching, you're gonna see my work doing cool things. That's vague enough, right? And that's it for now. I'm sorry that it's been so long. I know this is my first video in like forever. Things have been wild, and I've been doing big cool things like Roll for InitiaGive. But please, do me a favor, make 2 to 19 comments and share, because the algorithm is the algorithm. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys to pieces, and always remember, Jesse Jurdak has your back. We'll see you soon, okay? Bye.